And I'll show you like what these wire colors means on the aftermarket car stereo. This is usually a harness that comes with the stereo, and there's also a harness that plugs into the old factory harness where the harness plugs into the old stereo, stock stereo. So you don't have to do like permanent modifications, but stuff, so it makes it so easier. And all the car codes same for all the like stereos and harnesses, so you don't have to like to know which one is. But I'm gonna show you what color is what and what they do. And not all of these you will use on an aftermarket stereo. And this is what shows you because this came from a GM vehicle. And this like in does it? I think the car had like power antenna, and the stereo also like featured like you can turn headlights on, the buttons light up, and when you like use the dimmer switch and like dim them, and they light up. We're going to this wire right here. This is the battery wire. Comes directly from the battery. It gets power all the time as long as the battery is connected, regardless of the position of the ignition switch. Now, this is important because like this is for memory stuff like the clock, what presets, what last song played. Like when you turn off, it still like needs power for all that, and that's what primary does. But got another power. That's what primary does. It's like battery constant. This wire right here is a switch wire. It's from the ignition switch. It's power usually from the ignition switch, or in or newer cars like from a relay. It's power when you have the key, either the key on, or like on accessories. Like some cars, it's either the first click, or some cars you turn it backwards. This tells the radio to turn on and off, so you won't like drain the battery. So like enables it when you have the ignition on, or it disables it when you have it off. Any position besides on or accessory. It does not get power when you start the car. This tells the radio to turn on and off. Now, in some newer cars like this wasn't power in this, but most newer stereos, most of the power actually goes through this wire, not this wire right here. Most of the current actually goes through this wire. So if all the other wires connected, but this wire won't work because it goes through this wire. And this is actually more of a signal wire that tells the radio to turn on and off. So this wire is the ground. This completes the circuit. And this is the wire that completes the circuit. Most car harness has a ground in the harness, but some cars they don't like. But these three are needed, so you can use these. Because if you have these two connected, but not this one, like even if you have power from this, it's not gonna turn on. Okay, now we got some other wires. We got this signal wire. It's a power antenna on what this is. Some cars, like older cars, they stopped making cars like there are two types of power antennas. One type is the automatic retractable mast type that tells it to go up or down. And when it's power, the antenna goes up and stays up. So it has power. Then when it loses power, it goes down and tells it turn down. Whenever the radio is on, it sends power to it. So if the radio's on, then there's no reason why the antenna should be up, so it would protect it. And that's what it does. Like when you turn the radio on, it sends power there. It tells the antenna to turn on. And the other type of power antenna is an amplified antenna or boosted antenna. This tells the booster and amplifier to turn on. That's what it does. Some aftermarket car stereos, like there might be like an amp, and it goes to the wheel, or it tells the amp to turn on. So the amp should only be turned on if the stereo is on, and if the stereo's off, then there's no reason that the amp should be on. And they either have one or two of them. If there's only one wire, then like have one tapped in here and that tapped there. Most cars you don't really need this, even though the harness has this harness, but that harness that plugs into the old stereo may not have the wire. And like what There's like, and some cars have like 2 of these wires, and some stereos, and it actually only gets power when you're actually using the radio. So if you're not using the radio part, but you're still using the stereo, like, then there's a reason that antenna should be up. And don't get confused if there's 2. So what's gonna happen if you're using the amplifier? That could say all your speakers are powered by an amplifier. Okay, you listen to radio, you can hear it, but when you turn to another source like CD or auxiliary or USB, the amplifier, you can't hear the sounds because so shut the amplifier off because it thinks it's a power antenna. That's important. You got these 2 orange wires. These are for the lighting feature and the illumination. You got one. It's a positive. Like this is illumination right here. That's dash light. This gets power whenever headlights or parking lights are on. And this comes from, well, not really directly from the headlight switch, but it's from a wheel light that's triggered by the headlight switch usually. And this wire right here is a dimmer, and what this wire does on the stock radio, like when the headlights turn on, the buttons light up, and also when this wire just goes to the dimmer switch, which is a variable resistor that like controls the brightness of the lights. So when you turn down the dimmer switch, when the dashboard lights and gauges lights go down, on stock radio, they go down, they synchronize with them too. A lot of stock radios support that, but aftermarket radios don't usually support it. And that's what this does. So this is actually a positive and this is negative. Before it goes to ground, it goes to the resistor. And that's what it does. And you're most likely not going to use this. This is almost never used in aftermarket stereos. I've never seen one that actually uses, but this one. If your aftermarket stereo has one, you use this wire, the illumination, not the dimmer. And so this gets like 12 volts when you ever have the, similar to, you get 12 volts when you ever have like the lights on. And what does on aftermarket stereos, like they have a feature that automatically dims the display whenever the headlights on, so it needs to know whenever the headlights are on. That's what it does. And not some aftermarket stereos use this, not all. And now we're gonna deal with the speakers, and there's like 4 speakers. Deal with the front speakers. There's two of each color. The polarity is if it's solid color, there's a black stripe, then it's positive, and if there's a black stripe, it's negative. These whites are for the left front speaker. This is for the left front positive. This is for the left front negative. These gray ones are for the right front speakers, or front right. And this solid gray one is positive, and this gray and black one's negative. And these green ones are for the left rear speaker. This is left rear positive, this is left rear negative. These purple ones, which is usually referred to as violet, but sometimes referred to as purple, for the right rear speakers. This is the stripe or solid color is right rear positive, and this one with a stripe is right rear negative. So that's what these wires do. Now in the video.